Guys, Mindy here with Pampered Chef, and I have my mini chef, Emma, my daughter. So what I'm going to show to you today is how easy it is to throw together a freezer meal, so that way you'll have it later on these cold days. What we're going to make today is some honey garlic chicken that you can throw into your crock pot later on. So Emma, if you could, go ahead and get our bag ready. And what she's going to do with the bag, she's going to open it, and we're going to put it into this bowl. That way it keeps it stood up, so that way when we're adding ingredients, you have it in a bowl, so if something were to happen and it were to tip over, then everything's still saved.
Like that?
Yep. And I already had instructed her to fold down this part, because you don't want stuff going all on the place where you're going to be having to zip it up later on. So we're just going to set that down into our bowl. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chicken breasts, and since they are super thick, you can see, I'm going to cut them in half with our closing cut. So all we do for the closing cut is just slice back. And that gives us 2 evenly cut pieces of chicken. And we're going to dump those down into our bag. I'm going to do this with all 3 pieces of chicken that we have here. So for my family, we have 5 of us. So the 6 pieces of chicken will be plenty for all of us to have for a meal. If you have a bigger family, you can always adjust this to the amount of meat that you need for your family. Or if it's just a couple of you guys in the house, then you can adjust it to smaller amounts of meat also. But the recipe I'm doing calls for 6 chicken, so that's what we're doing it with, is 6 pieces of chicken. So I've got my chicken down in the bag. I'm going to put this on here and put it down in the sink to be washed. And I'm going to have Emma go ahead and add certain things while I'm washing my hands. Okay, so we have the chicken down in here. Emma, the first thing I want you to add will be the soy sauce. Okay. Now it's a half a cup of soy sauce that's going to go into there. And then next, go ahead and add our seasonings.
This one?
Now, for the seasonings, it's a half a teaspoon of dried oregano and 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley.
Smells really good.
Honestly, I ended up just using some of our Italian seasoning mix, and I'm hoping it works out right. Not yet.
Okay.
Okay. So next, we are going to do that next, but I needed to show them. We have 4 loaves of garlic, and this is our garlic press. What she's going to do, she'll put this into here, close it up, and you're going to squeeze it in, okay? Can you squeeze that in there? Hold it over the bowl. Really, it's not that difficult.
I lost a favorite weight.
I think you're a little bit dramatic, tiny bit.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go get us a scraper.
Oh, finally. There goes a little of it.
Okay. So.
Got it.
Okay. Now that we have the first one, this comes with a little handy dandy tool built right into this part where you can just scrape it off once it's minced. Now grab me another piece of garlic. Okay. Throw that on in there. I'll go ahead and do this. If you would like, you can... You didn't get all the soy out, did you? There we go. You can go ahead and add our ketchup. We have a half a cup of ketchup. So first the soy, then the ketchup, the garlic, and the seasoning. So add all that in. I will say, if you could smell this right now, it smells really good, doesn't it, Em?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna...
Get this ketchup off my hands.
Did you get it all? Off the sides and stuff?
Tried.
If you scrape that up against the sides, it will get it all. Scrape it around. There you go.
Then I'm gonna wash my hands again.
Washing your hands because I had just
I don't like
rinse them
ketchup
off.
on my hands.
So,
It makes my hands sticky.
not yet.
Well,
This is Brennan. He's going to come in and help us with our next freezer meal.
I think they know Brennan.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Brennan's been part of several videos. He enjoys doing Pampered Chef with Mommy. So, I'm going to just take a little bit of the leftover pieces that are on the top
Do you want me to take
and kind of squeeze what's left out of those.
Do you want
Just to, no, that's all right. Okay. Go on into the living room if you want your turn to do yours. Okay? Now, the last thing that we have to do is 1/3 cup of honey. Now, here's the way this goes. If you have liquid ingredients, you typically put it in this part that has the spout. If you have dry ingredients, you put it on the other way. I put the honey in here, though, because your stickier substances, like honey, peanut butter, things like that, when you push this down into here, you'll see why it's such a good thing for things like honey. So go ahead and dump it into there, and now push. You want to do it?
No.
This is my favorite part. Ready? We're going to push it. And see, that gets every bit of that. And I'm just going to use our ketchup spatula because it's all going to the same place anyhow. But see, that's a lot less cleanup from that little bowl than having it stuck way down in there. So that's all there is to it. Yeah, you can put that in the sink. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. This is crock pot honey garlic chicken. You can make it in your crock slow cooker. I like to get it kind of mixed up in there before I put it in the freezer. By doing this, it just kind of lets those ingredients all melt together and mix together. Now, you can also, when it's frozen, put it into the quick cooker and you'll just do the chicken for, I think, about 10 or 15 minutes, depending on your settings, but I believe it'll be about 10 to 15 minutes in the quick cooker while it's already frozen. Otherwise, you can take the frozen bag and put it in the Rock slow cooker stand and leave it in there for the whole day. Now, what I'm going to do, I left the air in to go ahead and mix it around, but now I'm going to squeeze out some of that air. Smells really good, doesn't it?
I got ready for that.
So I'm just going to kind of squeeze out some of that air. And here's a little trick I learned. I want this to be able to fit into my slow cooker. So I'm going to freeze it like this. That way, when it's frozen, I'm going to take this bowl out. And when this is frozen, it's going to be folded up like that. So it'll be easy to cut open and just throw straight into my Rock slow cooker. And it'll fit in there with the lid on and stuff without having to worry about it. So I will be back soon and we'll be making either crock pot barbecue chicken or some chicken teriyaki with Brennan. Have a great day. Bye.